Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I have been talking a lot about crypto these days, especially with all the drama and the news in September. It has been a really busy month. But today, let's take a break from crypto and talk about stocks. More specifically, Tesla. Is Tesla now a good buying opportunity before it starts another parabolic run for its future products? So, over the past 4 years, Tesla stock has been all over the place, jumping up and down. At one point, it hit $400 and then dropped all the way back to the nearly $100. And then institutions pushed its stock price up to nearly at $500. And now it fell back down to the mid of $300. And guess what? 4 years later, it's basically back to where it was started in 2021. Tesla has completely missed the 4-year bull market. Meanwhile, look at other trending stocks. Nvidia went from $30 to $170. Palantir quadrupled. Meta bounced back and printed all new time high. And even Amazon and Google are up quite a bit. So the big question is, why is Tesla not able to catch the bull wave? And what was going on? So first of all, let's talk about the most recent earning. Tesla Q2 earning report wasn't that great. Its revenue is $22.5 billion, down 12% year over year. The operating income is down 42%, now under $1 billion only. And its net income is only $1.17 billion, down 16% year over year. Also, let's look at the Tesla's car deliveries. It only delivered 384,000 vehicles, down 13% year over year. And we see every important metrics are down year over year. The market just isn't impressed at all. Also, we are having a lot of negativity situation right now, like high interest rates, weaker auto sales, and some other policy headwinds. Investors start to question whether Tesla was way overvalued. However, there are some positive side of the earning report that we can't ignore. First of all, the mega pack orders are massive. And if we look at these two metrics, the energy and the service section keeps growing steadily every single year. Also, Tesla gains more and more revenues from the software, FSD, subscription, infotainment, etc. Let's say if FSD eventually scales up, it will be generating a huge margins for Tesla. Selling software is always the most profitable business. Also, if we look at its balance sheet, Tesla's cash flow remains very strong at about $37 billion. So if we look at its earning report, Tesla feels like a company where the car sales are weak, but the balance sheet is solid, and the future growth engine are quite building. If you follow my channel for a while, you know Tesla is my biggest holding in my stock portfolio, more than 50%. Actually, most of the positions came from adding heavily during the 2022 massive drop. But honestly, I wasn't always a Tesla believer. Back in the day, I thought the company was just a joke, with huge amount of debts spending like crazy just to produce luxury cars like the Model S and the Model X. And every single car they manufactured was at a huge loss. And then they faced a lot of difficulties to bring a cheaper model, Model 3, to the market. But later on, it completely blew my mind. When the Model 3 and Model Y finally came out, I realized that the vision and consistency Elon Musk had were at another level. He had such a mindset that he stick to the plan and do what others didn't even dare to think about. Also, before Tesla scaled out EV cars, most people thought the massive adoption of the fully electric car was impossible. But Elon believed that it was the future of humanity. And he then went all in, even if it means sleeping on the factory floor and risking everything. Honestly, I started to put him on the same level as Steve Jobs, or maybe even higher. They have the same mental spirit, fight against all the negativities. Both of them are obsessed with performance, design, and innovation. So even though Tesla stock had already gone up more than 10x since 2018, I still started to build my position in 2021, and I kept adding more and more shares whenever it fell, because I started to believe Tesla is building some products that we will all need in the future. Alright, so let's look at some big news stories that Tesla is working on, the future products. First of all, the robotaxi. Robotaxi has already launched in trial in Texas. It also has the plan to scale in California, Florida, and Arizona later on. Let's say if it really scales, it could disrupt the entire taxi industry. Also, the Optimus robot, this is what I'm most excited about. Elon said the market for robots could be bigger than cars, and Cathie Wood called Tesla the world's biggest AI project. Personally, as a parent with 2 kids, I can totally understand how valuable a household robot would be with a reasonable retail price. There are so many work to do at home, and it can really solve a lot of my headache. Also, Tesla has a new product line, Tesla Diner, a futuristic charging and dining hub in California. It may sound small, but when it scales out, it could be a part of the Tesla's lifestyle ecosystem. And let's look at this one. Tesla is building something massive. It is aiming to build an ecosystem that combines entertainment, dining, mobility, charging, storage, robotics, and AI together. These things may not make money in the short term, but they are the story field that keeps Tesla's long-term vision alive. So we noticed that Tesla stock is not going up yet. It's right, but stock is just like this. We never understand how it goes, right? It is just a process of small changes building up until they create a big transformation. Just like Nvidia, it takes a long time to reflect its true value to the investors and the market. You know what? Maybe the next 10x is already on the road. We just don't know. So that's about fundamentals. Let's also look into some technical charts now. I've already mentioned some on my X account, and let's go over it with some more details. So let's look at the Tesla monthly chart first. So we can see in the chart, the 20 MA right now is crossing up to the 50 MA. This is basically a bullish signal that is more than likely Tesla's stock price will going up. So let's look at the historical data. When the 20 MA is above the 50 MA, so we can see the Tesla stock price is trending up. So I think this time Tesla price will trending up again. All right, so this is the monthly chart. Now let's look at the weekly chart. The weekly chart, we can see the similar thing, where we see the 20 MA is right now crossing up to the 50 MA and leading the price going up in the short term. At the same time, we can also see the 100 MA, the red line, is crossing up from the 200 MA, the blue line. All right, let's switch to a daily chart. What I want to show you in the daily chart is, if you look at these 4 indicators, 20, 50, 100, and 200 MAs, they are also squeezing in a very, very narrow zone, whereas the 20 MA is already crossed up from the 200 MA, and at the same time, the 50 MA and 100 MA is trying to crossing up. We'll see the last time it happens is right here, and what we see the Tesla's price movement, it went from $200 all the way up to $400. And then if we go by even further to 2019, we'll see the same thing. When the 4 indicators are squeezing, it had a explosive move, like a 10x move. So what we can conclude from all these 3 charts, daily, weekly, and monthly chart, with all these short-term MA crossing up to from the long-term MAs, Tesla has a higher chance that the price will be going up. And we have to wait for the fundamental news or the economic news or any like bullish catalyst to showing up there in order to drive Tesla price going much higher. So I think it's a time that we can accumulate Tesla right now, and hopefully Tesla price will reward us in a very short term. All right, so this is what I want to share with you today. Personally, I'm looking to keep buying around 300 levels to the mid of 300 levels for the long-term dollar cost averaging. Because in my view, the past decades was about the EV adoption. But the next decade will be about FSD, AI, and robotics. So that's it for today's video. Oh, by the way, there is another stock that has been pretty flat for years. That's AMD. Funny enough, that's my second biggest position in my portfolio. Okay, so if you found this helpful, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to my channel, and share the thoughts in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.